look at it. I mean, that's just incredible corn. Wow. Good morning, YouTube. My sunrise today. So, I took a day off from filming yesterday. Not past night, this morning, but yesterday morning I woke up and we had another ½ inch of rain, which puts us up to about 1.3 inches in the last week or so here. So things are a little soggy and wet. It almost seems like we got maybe just a touch overnight here. I don't think we did, but so yesterday morning it did not look like we would be shelling corn yesterday. I spent the day working on the computer, catching up with some seed business stuff, which I've been doing a lot this week, but there's an early pay deadline today, so that was why. Yeah, it doesn't register any rain, so we didn't really get anything, just a heavy dew it looks like. Had some other stuff come up that I had to run around to. I probably will talk about it at the end of this video. But anyway, so we weren't going to shell corn yesterday, and then I got back here and it was about 6 o'clock. I had gone and talked to one of our neighbors about seed stuff, and they were shelling corn. I'm like, really? How's the ground? So when I got back here, Phil and I went to the field to go look and see what things looked like, and decided we were going to go shell corn last night. So we did run about 30 acres of corn last night, and some of it was really, really good corn, and some of it was really, really bad corn. And it averaged out to okay corn, which is a little disappointing because, yeah, there were spots in the field, big spots that were running 220 plus, and field didn't even average 160, so that's tough. But anyway, we have got more rain coming in today. In fact, it looks like the weather's going to get super nasty this afternoon, but it's going to be warm this morning. It's actually almost 70 degrees out right now, but they're calling for 30-mile-an-hour winds and rain, and temperatures falling into the 50s here by mid-afternoon. So we're going to take advantage of it this morning, go and try and shell some corn. My dad is not around today, so it's just Phil and I. I think the field that we're going to, we're going to need to run a grain cart, so maybe a little bit slow going. I got a buddy of mine that I texted to see if he might be available to come and drive tractor for us, but haven't heard back from him, so we'll see. So I am fueling the combine up. I'm going to take some DEF out. I'm going to get my coffee and my breakfast, and we're going to head to the field, go shell some corn this morning. Oh, one more thing before I get too far into this video. I get the question on every one of my videos at least 2 or 3 times now, when are we going to shell our irrigated corn? I get it. I know you guys want to go and see that. I do too, but we'll get to it when we get to it. I don't know exactly. I'm hoping maybe the end of next week we'll get into that. But there's no guarantee there. So when we're picking fields on where to go and shell corn, we're looking at a couple of criteria. Number one, moisture. We want to shell our driest fields first to give the fields that are wetter more time to dry down. They may or may not do that, but at least we're going to give them the opportunity. So we're trying to pick the fields that were planted the earliest and had the earliest maturing in it with the least amount of replant. That irrigated field, well, it was the fullest season corn. It was planted early, and there's not a lot of replant. There is some, but because it had water all summer, it was wetter corn. It's better corn, but it had more moisture in it longer, and so it's not as dry. So that's criteria number one. Criteria number two is standability. So any fields that the corn is starting to break and go down, we want to go and get them right now before it gets worse, like our stuff in Berkey was. So again, irrigated field, got really good stalk quality because it's had plenty of moisture, not really an issue up there. So that delays it a little bit too. And then it's a little bit about location and where fields are at and where we're working, and trying not to move all over the whole countryside to go to different areas all the time. So, but it is coming. It's going to be worth the wait. I promise. I will show you. Don't worry. I've shown you everything else. I'm not going to hide that one from you. I was just fueling the combine up. Can you guys see that, right? Right there. Ah, I left my coffee up there. All right, we are heading off to the next field. This one, the field that we're heading to, is historically one of our very best. So I expect good corn. We'll see. It'll be telling this year how everything else is going to go. Or yeah, won't be our best. Obviously, our irrigated is going to be our best, but it should be pretty darn good corn where we're going. What else was I going to tell you? Oh yeah, a couple things happened yesterday. We got our first transport load of dryer gas in, propane, yesterday. So they brought us 9,000 gallons, so our dryer is set to run for a while. Phil has been hauling dry corn out the last couple of days while we've been waiting on the rain and the weather and stuff. So we are drying corn right now. It's the corn that we shelled last night. He's drying it into our overhead bin so that we can haul it out. So that's a good thing, because we had quite a few bushels that had to get hauled out here this fall. And there was something else I was going to tell you, and I'll figure it out eventually. But anyway, on our way to the field. Well, we finally got the combine, the grain cart, and a truck down here. Phil is bringing the other truck. We'll run the grain cart. We're going to fill both trucks up and then move. It's just the two of us today, so we get to play combine driver and truck driver at the same time. Yeah, there's going to be some decent corn out here. Focus. The whole field won't be that good, but this area here, most of this field is very, very good. It's a pretty good day when I can sit in the combine shelling corn, unloading on the go. Pretty good corn. Drinking my Pepsi because I'm out of Dr. Pepper. And eating my Teddy Grahams. Thanks, boys. Cart's almost full. Phil's still learning. Got to fill the front of the cart there, Phil. Well, there's a lot of really good corn out here, running in the 200s, but there's enough thin spots that it's dragging our average down. We're just under 190. It was up to 195 when I was in them first couple passes, and then I kind of, as we move over, we're getting a few more thin spots up and down, plus I got more end rows I had to do, and that end rows always bring your averages down. So I don't know, we'll see. Still really good corn. I'll take 185, 190 all day. Hopefully it continues through the rest of the field here. There's about 46 acres in this field. We've got about 9 of it done. So Phil is just about going to get the trucks full. I think we'll try and probably fill the grain cart up, and then we'll have to go and unload everything. Spots like this. Probably should have replanted that spot, but I didn't find it when I was out here replanting. This was the very first field that I did any replant in, and so I was still trying to figure out how it was all going and what needed replanted and what didn't. So there was more out here than I had anticipated when I started, and I didn't find all the spots apparently. Man, if we could have just gotten half as much of that rain when we got that 5.5 inches, and we didn't have the thin spots, we would have some tremendous corn out here. The good spots are so good, but when your average is still 186, I did more end rows. I mean, that's not bad. I am not complaining about 186. It's just the what could have been had it not had so much rain a week after we planted. Look at that. Look at it. I mean, that's just incredible corn. Wow. All right, well, the trucks are full. The cart is just about full. We'll top it off when we get to the end here, so it's time to go and unload stuff. It's just the reality of working with 2 people and having to run a grain cart. We shell for, what do we get, 14 acres done? Then we go unload trucks, and that's okay. All right, Phil's gonna unload those 3 trucks, unload the 2, and then go back and empty the grain cart and unload that one. While he's doing that, I am going to go collect another check or 2 for seed stuff and get the check mailed out to Golden Harvest, and it's a big one. But I gotta get that wrapped up today. I tell you what, there's something about writing a check for well over $250,000 that gets your blood pumping a little bit. Whew. Brought all that money in today, and it goes right back out. Don't get to keep it, but that's okay. That's the name of the game. So Jack is here. He is going to take our mower over there, down to Berkey and mow around the outside edges of some of the fields that we've got down there. Clean stuff up a little bit. And also, we took our manure spreader down there because there was some chaff left up in the old hay mow that needed cleaned up, and so Jack is cleaning that up, and we need a tractor to spread it. He tried hooking it up to the old Farmall A down there, but he said the front tires came off the ground. It was too heavy. I told him he loaded it too heavy, but yeah, anyway, I gotta run down to my mailbox real quick, and then we're gonna go back to the field. Phil was just getting that last truck dumped. We'll keep shelling. Goes the neighbor. They need a bigger grain cart for that tractor. Actually, I think they have one, but that's the one they're using right now. Okay, I think we are ready to go. Phil shut our dryer down because we want to be able to dry it at the overhead. We're expecting rain today, so we want to keep that wet water in so we can haul it out while we're waiting for things to dry out after it rains. Well, it's quite nice out here. It's so warm that I'm actually, long sleeve, I kind of need to take them off. Sort of looks like it's going to change in a hurry though, so we'll see what we get done here. We may get rained out real quick. Well, it's not a very thick or wide cloud bank that's dark. I mean, we can see right through it over there, so I don't know. Maybe not. We'll see. There's a cold front going to move through though. It's about to drop about 30 degrees in temperature, I think. We've got some raindrops. First round, dang it. I don't know how much we're going to get here. If we're going to be able to keep going, or we're going to have to shut her down now. Yeah, those tracks are a little muddy.
Yeah, I just spun out. I had to kick my front wheel in.
Yeah, alright, time to call it. Alright, dang. Well, we got a round done. Brought our average up another 2 bushel, 192. That's good. Got 16 acres done, so we're gonna park this over here. I'm gonna close up the grain tank. We'll roll the tarp on the cart, and take the trucks back to the farm, and that'll be it for shelling corn today. You think it's 20 degrees colder outside yet? Probably not yet, but oh well, it's what we get. Look at that. Maybe there, blue sky. We just got caught right under that little cell. Yeah, we could keep going. The corn being wet isn't really a problem, but the ground got too sticky too quick, and we're gonna mud things up, especially with where we're loading trucks on the road like that. It'd be a mess. So give it an hour and a half, and things would probably soak in enough that we would be okay to come back and do some more. But with more rain on the way, I doubt that's going to happen. So, oh well. We'll see what happens the rest of today, maybe tomorrow. Looks wet here too. Rain gauge says 1/10 in about 5 minutes, I think. Look at that. What kind of crap is that? Look at that storm that hit us. Dang. Let's see what this stuff amounts to. Doesn't look like it's going to be a lot, but just came out of nowhere. Where even it? They're right there. Look at that. Oh man, how unlucky can you be? Oh well. Okay, well, we are going to dry corn for the rest of the day, and we're drying into our overhead bin so that Phil can haul it out. He is supposed to be leaving with a load right now. Let's see how much we've got out here in our wet bin. 2 lights, 1, 2. So it'll be quite a while. None of our flags are tripped on our overhead bin, so we've got lots of room to dry into. So I don't have to do a whole lot here. Do a calibration every now and then, and just keep an eye on it to make sure everything keeps running good. But yeah. That's the plan for the rest of today, I guess. There he goes. Oh, look. there's our propane load. So I thought it came yesterday. It was supposed to come yesterday, but it didn't. So yep, load of propane. Make sure everything's out of the way here. They just back in here right next to it, hook up, and it should be fine. Looks good. So we are at 22.5%, we're gonna call it. We'll see what it is when he gets it full. Oh hey, I remember the other thing I was gonna tell you this morning when I was pulling out and I couldn't remember. Our John Deere tech got our software loaded on the combine for the transmission controller, whatever. It seems to have helped. Now the other day when I was combining the last, I don't know, a couple days ago on that one field, it wasn't surging near as bad as it had been. That was before the software had been uploaded. It was about the same last night and this morning. Really not bad at all. Now why? I don't know. I don't know if it's tied to that software update or if there's something else going on. But for the moment, seems like we've got it fixed. The only time I noticed it doing it just a little bit was when we were on a downhill slope. But I can handle that. So, all right, something I wanted to show you guys, and I want to see for myself. On our dryer, the bottom two tiers of vents here on the side, are cooling zones. So you can have trouble if you dump your grain hot into a bin like that. It's really hard to get it cooled down once it's in a big mass, and warm grain can spoil and cause problems. So it's a good idea to have it cool as much as possible. A lot of dryers will dump hot because they can dry faster that way and get more bushels through it. But the way ours is set up, the bottom two are always cooling, and we can't change that because of where the fire is located, right? So the flame is above the bottom two tiers. So everything above it is heat, everything below is cooling. So I wanted to show you what the temperature difference is from as hot as the grain gets to where it gets cool, and we'll see what it comes out at. So I'm going to stick this thermometer in here and see what kind of a temperature we get. Grain temperature on it, as hot as it is hot in the hottest place that it gets. Seems to have settled out at about 122 degrees, and I can't let that sit there very long or I'll lose it. 122 degrees is our highest grain temperature. Now I'm going to stick it in that bottom one down there and see what the temperature of that grain is. I'm going to lose my thermometer. I can't keep it there without it falling. It's actually still quite a bit warmer than I thought it would be, if I can get it to stay. About 93 degrees it says. I don't know if you can read that or not, but I'm sort of surprised that it's that warm. It says 91 right now. I think the air coming out is still pretty warm, but okay, so let's call it 90, 91 degrees, whatever. That still means that we're losing 30 degrees of temperature in just two tiers. I'm going to pull a sample out of the right where it goes into the grain leg and see what the temperature of it is there. So this is the door that we use to take our samples for calibrating the moisture sensor, but I'm just pulling out enough to get a good temperature reading, and we'll see what this grain temperature is. We're already down 84. And keep in mind, it's about 70 degrees outside here, or maybe a little bit more at ambient temperature. All right, that's enough. We'll give that a minute to equalize. It's dry. This is really a soil moisture probe, so 84 degrees, 82 degrees. It's going to keep cooling off, obviously. So 82 degrees, so we lose another 10 degrees just in the drag system getting it to the leg. This is our weather station. Current outside temp, 75 degrees. So at 82 is really not bad. That means we're less than 10 degrees above the ambient outside temperature. That's pretty good, actually. That's really good. If it was 40 degrees outside, I would expect this corn coming out of the dryer to be closer to 50, 55 degrees. Well, it's a good thing I still got my umbrella on our auger, wet bin auger motor. Rain's here, second wave. Well, the next line of showers moved through, and I think we're about done now. It's off to the east, getting clearer skies to the west. We had about 4 tenths total, so another 2 tenths. You can see we got a little water around here. All of these roofs means that the water concentrates in spots. But notice that our pit almost dry. That drains really well, which is a good thing. But we do get some water up here. There is a tile, there's a drain right there, so it will get away. It just takes a little bit of time. We really should pour some more concrete in here and put a surface drain in like we've got over there. So yeah, our big puddle over here. Our propane truck came and left. We're up to 73%, so that'll last us for a while. If we were drying really hard, shelling hard, probably in a week we would go through that, if not a little bit less. But with the weather, I don't know how much we're going to be able to push through it. So that's a 18,000 gallon tank. All right, guys. We're still drying corn, but Phil's back. He's got a couple loads hauled in. I'm going home for the night. Yeah, I worked on some seed stuff for a little bit, which seems to be a common theme right now, but I got customer orders and everything done that I needed to do before today's deadline. Mostly what I'm working on now is going through our order, the one that I placed a month and a half ago, and making sure that what I thought I wanted then is still what I want now, tweaking the things. Now that we have some harvest data on the bean side and a little bit on the corn side, I can kind of decide what hybrids are working for us and which ones maybe we don't want to plant those ones anymore. So that's what I've been doing. Before I go home, one more thing. I wasn't sure I was going to bring this up or not, but yeah. So Dad wasn't around today. Yesterday morning, part of the reason I didn't make a video yesterday, when I got to the farm here yesterday morning, I got a call from my mom. Dad was not feeling real well, had been pretty tired and was just not feeling right, and so they took him into the hospital. He was in the ER yesterday, ended up in Kalamazoo for a heart cath today. We've been through this before, had some stents put in and stuff a few years ago, and so we were a little concerned, so I spent a lot of the time yesterday in the hospital with him, and they're on their way home, so everything sounds like okay. Checked out, did not need surgery, didn't need any more stents, didn't need anything really other than just checked out, and we're going to adjust some medication and stuff. But it was a little bit of a scary thing, something we're going to have to deal with, watch a little bit more carefully, and make sure he takes care of himself. So yeah, don't make a big deal out of that one, but I don't know. I think it'll be okay. He will be fine. Just something else to think about. He's can't lift anything for like a week or something here, so we'll have to manage that. But if I can get him up into a combine cab or a tractor cab, he'll be just fine. So anyway, have a great night, everybody. Hit that like and subscribe buttons for me, and we'll see you guys tomorrow. Probably tomorrow. I think we'll be able to shell tomorrow. I'm not 100% sure on that, but I don't think we got that much rain that it's going to put us out of business for tomorrow. So we will see.